moves up. Victor Hedman walks in, passes, Johnson scores! Unbelievable. I've never seen anything close to this, Frank.
Gametime Vancouver.
Episode 11. So we are back at it again.
Yeah, we don't have much planned out for this episode. This is sort of just going to be us rambling again.
Like every other
So
episode.
here we go. Major news that happened this week. Somebody got a horrific incident happened.
Oh, are we talking about that?
Yeah.
Just tragic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm too loud.
What do you guys think about the manslaughter charges?
I mean, someone died, right? So it needs to be investigated.
Yeah.
I mean, saw the video. It was an accident. I really don't think the guy tried to kill another guy, right?
Yeah.
You don't go to a hockey game and like and like think that you're gonna kill a guy.
Yeah, unless you play for Boston.
Now, what league? It wasn't. He used to play for the Penguins, right?
He used to play for the Penguins.
It was
It's British league.
British league, yeah.
I don't know the team.
Yeah. I think it would be second degree, if I'm correct, that you would get tried.
It would
for.
be
Manslaughter.
manslaughter that he'd be charged for, and it would all be. It would all depend on whether he did something stupid to cause it,
You know
or
what?
if it was just an accident, then he'll get off. But if they can prove that he wasn't doing the right thing, then he'll
Yeah, I
get
was talking to
charged.
some friends at work, and then I mean, the leg goes up, which is that weird movement when you're going down.
Well, I mean, I've been skating, and like once you hit like a slick spot, sometimes your legs do get kicked up like that. I mean,
Yeah.
you can probably agree
Yeah.
with me.
No, yeah,
You're-
I
I mean, it
like,
happens. Unfortunately for the video, I think many people can agree that it really does look, it really looks intentional, but I honestly don't think it was. It was
No.
kind of like that Corey Perry, John Tavares kind of thing.
Yeah. No,
Where-
I don't think it was
where-
intentional either.
Yeah.
But
Well, hopefully not.
the police department's investigating for sure.
Do you think all players should wear neck guards?
I think should be up to the players. I'm a really big like freedom of choice
I
type of guy.
I agree with you there, but
Yeah.
also it's not too much of a difference because it's not like a plastic shield. It would be. It would just
No,
be like
it's
a
just like a
cut-proof
cloth,
edge just so
right?
it can't
Well, it's
slide,
not a-
right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Kevlar, right?
It'd be like a gator.
It will protect. Like, he wouldn't have died.
Yeah,
If
it
he
would
was
it would
wearing
have hurt though.
And that's the thing,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah,
But it's basic. Yeah, it just prevents it from actually cutting.
it would just be treated as the same thing as when visors got put in. Right?
I know, and well, a lot of players had complaints about it, but
In
like,
the beginning.
yeah, like you keep using them, and then you are gonna get used to it, and then it's gonna be a thing.
I mean, yeah, when I was playing minor league hockey, it was required, and it protected people.
Yeah, so if we're
Yeah.
protecting the kids, why not protect professional athletes where it's their job, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
I mean, but the NHL and other leagues aren't saying that you can't wear it.
Of course,
So
yeah,
then,
it's all up to
would
choice.
that-
They are adults.
would that make it your fault if you get?
I think
hit?
if you're a professional league, you should let the players and your workers decide whether you wanna use it or not.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like if you.
I think certain things should be mandatory. But
Yeah, helmets for sure.
Yeah.
But we're talking about.
Jock straps.
Screw it. Let's
It-
make those
it's
optional.
hard to talk- it's hard-
Like it's a gamble.
I feel like it's hard to talk about this because it's so recent. But how many times have we have incidents like this? It's not many,
Yeah,
right?
no, not
Percentage wise, it's not the majority of cases. So it should be up to the players. That's my take.
Yeah.
Could be hot take. I don't know. But
Well,
I
you-
think
It's,
that's-
it's happened enough times though.
yeah,
Like one time
once
is enough. I mean,
yeah.
it's happened more. I'm trying to find here when the next one is, but I think it was when the last time was. Not that
Hopefully never.
when the last time was.
That's one of the funniest things, honestly.
That's why Max is here.
Yeah.
I meant when the last time was
Yeah.
because I think it was a goalie, but it wasn't. He didn't die. Like there's been a couple cases.
Yeah, no, that their players get cut.
Yeah, no,
A
Keith
lot.
told me about it. He was watching a game, I think Boston against Montreal, if I remember correctly,
Well, even
where you could see in the stream, like you could hear the guy yell, like
Yeah.
Evander Kane.
across the
Less-
wrist.
Exactly.
But I think every rule has a reason, like someone behind
100%.
it.
Yeah.
If that made like
Well,
No,
you
I
know
was-
why behind the net there's a net, right?
yeah.
Killed a little girl.
Oh, that's how it started.
Yeah.
We were driving somewhere and it was just like a warehousing kind of thing, and it was like no pets allowed. There was clearly some incident that happened. Now they have that sign.
Well, yeah, you see on like Mexican TikTok where they have like their cat. No, I can pull it up.
No, I haven't.
Like where they have like stray cats that come and they put high vis vests on it. Please tell me you've seen it.
No, I haven't.
That's the first thing I thought of. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, I mean like no pets. So
Yeah.
it's-
There's a lot of correlations between Mexican TikTok and hockey.
But George, have you seen the Mexican TikToks?
I haven't.
Wow.
Yeah. The Canucks are playing San Jose.
Tonight.
Jasper
Tonight.
over here went to the game where they did
Yeah.
a blowout.
Well,
was
5-2 isn't a. Well, we were destroying Nashville. It was such a good game to look at.
But it was a bad game from the Canucks standard, you know.
Oh no, not even
What
close.
do you mean? It looked good. I didn't
They
watch all
won.
the whole game. I watched a
Even
little bit
even
of highlights.
Talkit said like we won, but that's not our brand. That's not our brand.
Oh, I think
Right?
I don't know. I think it's more of an overreaction. The Canucks had high danger chances, and they kept on like hitting the post or big saves by the goalie,
Yep.
and then they'll flutter one in from the blue line and it'll go in.
They
Sure.
benched Miller.
Oh, I saw that.
What do
yeah.
you think about that?
Honestly, I don't. I think I don't know what transpired on the ice, but for 95% of the cases, I think you should be backing your player, especially when the ref gives them that kind of call.
Yep. It wasn't.
100%.
It was a soft call for sure, but he was protesting with the ref, so they gave him an extra 2. So that's
Yeah,
two minors.
That is one of the rules in hockey that I think should. If you are taking too long to get to the thing, call a delay of game. But if you're on your way and you say something mean to the ref,
Suck it up.
as a ref, come on. Like, you can't just, oh, my feelings were hurt, and then, oh, I'm sorry.
I think a lot of the refs in every sport, some of them have like a bit too big of an ego.
Yeah, like, you're a referee, you're there. If your call is wrong, which in the Miller case, like, that was a 50-50 call. The guy he put it in a bad area to get a hook, but the other player grabbed the stick. And Miller's like, he grabbed the stick.
Yeah.
And you're, oh, he's protesting the call.
Plus, he has an A.
Give him-
He's allowed to talk to the refs, right?
Well, even if you don't have an A, you're allowed to talk to
Well-
the ref. Like, you don't have, they're not, as a player, you're not supposed to be seen and not heard. Like, I honestly, I think post-game interviews, refs should have them. If the refs make
Yeah.
a bunch of terrible calls,
Yep.
then they should be fired. I mean, it's your job.
I don't know about that.
No, but like if you are like what's the like Wes McCauley?
Oh, your arch nemesis.
Like, what are the Leafs? 1 for 15 in game. Like, I've never watched a game and seen so much bias in the refs than in the last couple playoffs when Wes McCauley is, when he's doing any game actually, and then I don't know, like they get into this headspace like where they don't want to change because they think they're right. I don't know. It's really annoying when there is obvious bias in refs. And hey, some of it's not actually bias. Most of it's not actually bias.
No.
But you can look up at the big screen. You look up. Oh, there's the. Oh, you know what? I made the wrong call. Maybe I won't give him. Maybe he had a point in arguing when he was right.
Yeah. No, I'm all for press conferences with the refs after the game, especially when they make themselves, like they have these calls, or and then after that, Miller had another dumb call, another dumb penalty.
Yeah, it was
So
that one. That one I can kind of see as a penalty.
Yeah,
because he was
100%
mad.
So that's 3 minors in the span of 2 periods. He got benched the last 4 minutes of the second period. I think it's fair. It's being accountable of your actions, and I think that's the new process of the Canucks. That's how winner teams that's how they do it, right? And I think Talkit did the right thing about it. And after that, like he had a press conference with the press, and he was talking about it, and then they said, yeah, we talk it out in the
Intermission.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, no bad blood there, you know.
Honestly, you know what? It's like you're treating the security guards like a president. You know, like why are they untouchable? Anyways, that's enough about
PD
refs.
got a hat trick. You had a
PD
hot take about the hat
Well, it's
trick.
not a hot take.
Well,
The puck clearly went out of play.
yeah.
I remember the Canucks got scored on like maybe I think it was last season,
Yeah.
and it had hit a camera. So they reviewed the
Oh, I
call
remember that.
And
That little square, right?
that little square and stuff like that. It's basically this kind of like the same thing happened where the Canucks flipped it out. It hit like an area that's technically out of play,
Yeah.
and then bounced back in. And apparently nobody saw it.
They were arguing about it after the goal. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
like
saw.
all I saw, like honestly, all the fans were standing up,
And they threw their hats.
and everyone was
Like,
throwing their hats.
Yeah.
It was a big celebration, and I was probably like the only one in the building that was like, I
Oh, no.
wouldn't waste your hat. 'Cause
Do
maybe-
you throw one?
No, I wasn't wearing a hat.
Sure.
I promise. I promise. There's photographic evidence that I wasn't wearing a hat.
Would you throw one?
No.
Would you?
Not a
Hell
chance.
no. What do you mean? Hats cost money. Unless I get a reimbursement, I'm not throwing that.
Maybe if Kuzmenko's got a hat trick.
Yeah. What do they do with the hats after? Do you know? I know some places they put them like somewhere in the
I feel like
stadium.
most of them just donate it.
Yeah, donations. I don't know if this is a credible source, but in the EA hockey game when you score a hat trick, the commentator says that back in his day they gave the players options.
Well,
like
that's
they
how the
can take
tradition
some.
started. So back in the day, like we're talking early 1900s, one guy in Toronto who used to make hats told one player, if you score 3 goals next game, I'll give you hats for free. So everyone heard about it. And then when he scored 3 goals, everyone was like, oh, I'll give you a hat too.
I see it coming up every once in a while where someone throws a squid onto the ice.
Yeah, it's for
Oh,
Detroit.
What is that
That's
one?
just tradition.
Yeah. It's
Is
like,
it the first game or what is it?
Big games, whenever they can smuggle it in.
I don't know the reason why. I think Detroit needed 8 games to win the Stanley Cup, and they did. So a squid has 8 tentacles, so they threw it.
Like I almost want to try and bring
Squid.
a squid if Detroit.
No,
comes.
that's Detroit only.
Yeah,
It's
but
at Detroit.
At Detroit.
Plus, you get in major trouble.
Yeah.
Like they do not like it.
Like Seattle throws like a fish, and Florida throws rats to the ice,
rats.
like plastic rats.
What do we get? I want something.
We had the green men.
We threw jerseys.
Oh, so I actually I actually saw something. It was like a memorial thing for the Green Men, and it was just like I remember those days. That was back when
Honestly, give those guys a
An entry to the Hall of Fame of hockey.
no. Like give them free tickets. Those are like some of the most expensive
Oh yeah.
seats in the house. And if they were doing that in the playoffs, that probably cost them like $15,000 minimum.
and it was
to
so,
do it as many
it's
times as
so
they
fun.
did.
We're doing a
And
public service announcement to the Green Men.
Yeah, come
if the
back.
Canucks
Come
make
back.
the playoff, come back.
Come back, please.
If not,
Like they were the best.
The league is getting soft. You guys need to
bring the
throw
Green
your
Men
chirps.
back. Also, another thing I noticed is I was looking at like old highlights and a bunch of old games for some reason. I went down like a spiral, and a lot of the fans wore like it was like 80 to 90% of the fans wore Canucks jerseys or like some sort of merch. And now it's like it's rare. It's not as prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear one.
Of course,
Well,
I mean like it's your team, right?
They're
Kuzmenko on
they're
my back.
expensive.
Yeah, jerseys are really
Like you
expensive.
have to
Yeah.
spend like almost $300.
Getting a
And-
good jersey,
and it-
one that's actually like a real jersey. They are expensive, but
You know what doesn't make sense is the Adidas is about to get replaced. So all those jerseys should be on sale, but none of them are.
Well, off season, I think they will.
Hopefully.
When
yeah,
Fanatics,
but do you expect us
honestly,
to go out off
is
season?
Fanatics coming next year, or
Either
the year after?
Next year or the year after. But like, yeah, I don't know how well they're gonna do.
Are you gonna
Adidas
buy one?
is so much better.
Yeah,
Adidas has been the
there's
best.
so many
far.
memes
Who are they
about
getting?
the
Who's
new
getting?
Fanatic.
Who are they picking up? Like if Adidas is out, who's next?
Fanatics.
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 It's kind of like
which
their
make
own
like the
brand.
second tier jerseys right
I've
now.
never even heard of Fanatics.
Oh, it's-
It's like they're like the Chinese off-brand right now.
And they're probably still going to charge the same amount.
Is it a Canadian brand? Do you know?
I don't know. I think it's like NHL's brand, but who knows?
No, they
No,
make
NHL's brand is NHL, is it not?
merch.
Oh really?
Yeah, like only hats. Like they don't give them the jerseys. It's only like hats and like stuff like that. But I mean, yeah.
Well.
I don't know.
What's your prediction for the Sharks game?
Honestly, we're probably ripping like 5-1, 4-1.
Are you scared at all?
No.
There's been talk that the Sharks are going to win, but I doubt it. What are
you
they
know what,
ranked in the league right
if
now?
we were at home,
Last. They haven't.
They're
won.
dead
They are
last.
the only game. They're the only team that haven't won a game.
Yeah, like
But like, you
they
go-
don't have it. Like most times, a team will come out there
Mhm.
and they'll have, like Chicago has Bedard, or like Edmonton, the other terrible team in the league so far, has McDavid. Calgary has, Kadri, Limonholm, Huberdeau. Like a lot of the bad teams right now have good players, except who do the Sharks have? Literally no one. They got rid of Carlson. Couture's injured, so they just have Hurdle and a bunch of 21-year-old bums
Yeah, it's a really.
that they're not giving very
I
much
mean,
ice time.
they're not on my radar. I can tell you that.
I don't think
I
not
think-
even San Jose's.
I would be really scared if we were at home, because then we'd have like the double advantage in the standings, and we would be at home, and then they might kill us then. But
I think an NHL team can win against the Sharks right now.
yeah,
That's how bad they are.
agreed.
The Abbotsford Canucks can play against them and win.
Yeah,
The Abbotsford Canucks are sick. I'm not even
They,
gonna lie.
they are doing really well.
They're doing amazing.
Honestly, yeah. You know what's good is a lot of, how in 2014, 15, 16, our players that we drafted turned out to be Jake Virtanen, Oli Ulevi, those kind of players. The good news is our third round, fourth round, fifth round kind of players that we're picking right now are doing really well.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Like I saw this graphic, and like we got a player that's doing really well in the KHL. We got a player that's doing really well in the OHL.
Yep.
Our
Baines. Baines. Our steep.
sorry, my brain just went for a second. They're doing all well. Our first round pick last year.
Tom Wielander.
No,
He's doing
the year
good.
before.
Lekker Mackie.
Lecker.
He's ripping it in the
he is-
DS.
Yeah, he's
SHL, right?
he's doing like by far the best in his age group below, above a little bit. He's doing the best out of basically any rookie down there. So
100%. I'm excited for the future.
it's good to see.
I feel like we got to go to an Abbotsford Canucks game.
It's quite the drive, but yeah, I'm down.
It's closer to my house.
I got a
actually.
car.
Yeah,
but
we should go one day.
I like their venue just because any seat's a good seat there.
You should go to an
Exactly.
Arizona
And it's not
game.
$74 per ticket.
No, it's like 25.
Have you seen Arizona's stadium?
No.
Oh, it's tiny.
Looks pretty similar.
Really?
Even smaller, I think.
yeah.
Let's go to Arizona then.
You know what? That's a city that I would want to go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hot take.
They
Not
got
for
good iced
hockey.
tea there, I heard.
Yeah, I like them this season. They're doing well.
Your boy Cooley's
My boy Cooley.
lighting it up.
Although the thing about fantasy draft is before the season I had all these predictions and things I wanted to happen.
He's going last right now. Just by the way.
No, I'm not last. I'm like third last. It's not much better.
Okay.
But
Yeah, what's
No,
going on
the-
there? You were talking so
the-
much game for your
the
fantasy.
thing about it is I don't get all the players I want and I want to cheer for. So I end up looking at a Florida game or like I don't like how I want other teams that I don't like to win or players that I don't like to do well. Like I have Nazem Kadri on my fantasy team and I'm really rooting for him to do well because I want to win fantasy, but also I hate him and I don't want him to do well.
Oh.
It kind of and the same thing with Cooley, like you mentioned.
Yep.
Someone else took Cooley because they know I'm so high on him, and Cooley's kind of ripping it up. I mean,
Yeah.
almost the same as Bedard. So
Yeah.
it's rough, but good at the same time.
Yeah, no, my fantasy's doing great.
Yeah, it'll come down though.
Oh no,
The Brinket's not going off for the rest of the season. It's going down.
a PD there lighting it up. I have
Yeah, you know what? Your bet is looking pretty decent.
you know,
PD's on point.
I know my hockey.
PD's on pace for 164 points.
Yeah, and he's gonna get paid.
How much do you think
Do
he'll
I
get? How much more do you think he'll get than Nylander?
I think he's getting 12 to 13 at this
And
point.
Nylander?
If he PD
What about Nylander?
depends on the team that he goes. I don't know if he wants to take a discount at Toronto. He probably won't.
I think he will. Toronto will give him.
You think he's a homer?
10.5.
How much? 10.5. That would be a big discount for him. I think he's in the 11 to 11.5 range.
Yeah, honestly, there are definitely players in the NHL that don't get enough ice time for how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of them. Kevin Fiala
Ooh.
has been on the second line for the last 7 seasons or whatever, ever since he was in Nashville. And he's like almost consistently been top 2 on each team he's been on, Minnesota and LA,
Yep.
playing like 10th minutes. It's really interesting to see. Like I don't know why they don't just play him on the first line. Like he's a really, really good player. He could put up 100 points, but they don't want to.
Who's in front of him?
Byfield.
Mm.
Which I don't mind balancing the lines like that.
Yeah.
But obviously you're gonna give Kopitar and Kempe and Byfield more time than they have. It's Kevin Fiala,
Yeah.
Dubois, and Alex Lafreniere.
Yeah. Dubois is not doing that good.
He'll pull it back
I think
up a little
Dubois-
bit. I don't know.
His career started like really high and like slowly is going down.
Oh, it started really low, then it went.
Well, yeah.
Only last season
When
actually.
after the trade, he
Yeah.
went well, and then like
And
it's
now it's
going down slowly.
It's interesting because sometimes you see a player get traded and they do really well, and sometimes they do really poorly. Like look at Johnny Gaudreau, or he didn't even get traded; he just signed somewhere else,
That
and
guy made some bad decisions.
he went from 115 points to I don't even know, but less.
Way less.
And same with Huberdeau.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly thought that Calgary won that trade at the time, and I think
me
you
too.
can remember me saying that.
Yep.
But I mean, Matthew Tkachuk just started lighting it up in Florida.
Yes, sir. Anything
Anything?
to add, Max?
All I'm saying is, as of right now, this hockey season is way better than the last.
No.
What?
I'm liking it right now.
Oh, I love hockey. I always love hockey, but that's just recency bias. Every season is fantastic
don't
on
know.
its own.
I feel like
but
that-
last season we didn't have someone skate over someone else's neck.
Okay, well that
Okay,
wasn't even
that's
our.
beside the
That's not even
point.
our league.
Yeah.
But
Our league.
I'm just saying
The
that
NHL.
the hype behind it right now is way more enhanced. I think like people are actually excited about
Yeah.
this. Like
Yeah,
people
especially Vancouver.
people that don't even watch. Yeah,
Well, it's because we're not 0-8 or whatever.
I know. Well, we're doing great. Everybody's hyped. I'm hyped. I'm excited to see. We're making playoffs this year.
You know what? You know
Looks
what
like it, yeah.
I'm really glad to see is when I go onto TSN, there's no longer like 15 Connor Bedard articles.
Oh, finally.
Like, I love him. He's a great player, but calm down, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they realized that there's more to cover than just this one kid.
And I think the pressure got to him a little bit.
Yeah,
No.
well, I don't think that.
Okay,
I
he's just Taylor Hall has played like 3 games. He's been injured, and to be honest, there is no one else that is good on that team.
No.
Right.
Well,
So
that's
it's
why-
Connor Bedard is taking Chicago on his back. He's trying to win games. And I honestly, like, for an 18-year-old, he's doing fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that.
And I think I honestly think people should take that into consideration for Calder. You know,
No.
like, no, I for sure. Like, if you stuck
Screw the
Matthew,
context.
no, if you took Matthew Nyes and you put him on a line with Matthews and Marner, and Connor Bedard's off by himself, and they both get the same amount of minutes, you're gonna assume that Matthew Nyes is gonna get more points. You know, those second assists, those tap-ins that Bedard's not going to get.
Yeah.
I think that should be taken into consideration.
So you're a Leaf, right? What do you think about
I'm a Leaf.
like you're a Maple Leaf fan?
Yeah.
What do you think about Dustin Wool in the conversation for the Calder?
Justin?
Justin,
Joseph.
Joseph,
Same thing.
Wool, whatever.
Justin.
I'm not a Leaf. I'm not a Leaf
You're
guy.
thinking of Justin Hall.
Wool.
No, I know, but like that's why you said Justin.
Yeah.
But Joseph Wall.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Do I think he's in
In the conversation,
No, I don't.
Kyle told me,
I
dude, he's winning the Calder.
No.
And he
no,
was putting
dude,
money
he's
on
not.
that.
No.
First of all, the most amount of minutes he's gonna get is if they split him with Samsonov.
But that guy sucks right now.
Okay.
He has like one of the worst starts in the history
Yeah.
of the league.
Starts, whatever. He's a decent goalie. Wall is also a decent goalie, but they both play behind the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto Maple Leafs, a great team that is 5-3-1 right now. The Canucks are 6-2-1. So draw your own conclusions.
Yeah, I guess
Demko is
so.
better.
Yeah. That 100%.
I don't think he'll win by any means.
A goalie winning the Calder is really difficult as well.
Would be kind of cool though.
No.
I think Bedard's still front runner for Calder and Cooley's second.
Close second right now.
Fantilli's had a
Quiet season so far.
quiet season, and I think it's justifiably so because most of his points are like, you know, second assists. But I'll take a moment to call out the Columbus Blue Jackets head coach. What the heck are you doing with your lines? Like,
Well, the guy didn't have any time to prepare.
yeah, I know, but come on, you have a fringe playoff, more likely you don't make the playoff kind of team.
Yep.
And he's trying to do like he's trying to balance all of his lines. He doesn't have enough star power. So when he's playing he's playing Fantilli, Laine, and Goudreau all on different lines. And like Kent Johnson was playing third line. I don't know. It's a wild take. Mike
All right.
Babcock's better.
2024, Jasper's new coach.
I don't think I could do better. I don't think any 19-year-old would be able to gain the respect of a bunch of 25-year-olds.
You were saying that you could be a good GM.
I could be a great GM. Just because I know how the game works, I just don't know how to teach it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Ottawa Senators, they lost their first round pick.
I mean,
It's
it's really confusing.
I've seen a lot of like memes / like commentary about like how like
Chicago.
the Chicago like they covered like an SA problem in their organization and they got Bedard, and now Ottawa with I don't even know like what happened there, and they lost their first.
I mean, it's really comical, honestly.
It is.
You look at how the league treats Canadian teams versus American teams. The Ottawa Senators, 41 game suspension on Shane Pinto, and then followed up.
That's still
not
messed
even
up.
a
That's
week.
messed up.
Not even a week later, they make them forfeit. You know what? Honestly, if they're like, okay, you lose your 2026 first round pick or you lose your 2025, they made them choose. That's kind of messed up.
They had the option to choose between 24, 25, or 26.
Honestly, you right there, you choose 26.
Yeah, and
But
like
he got fired.
the new owner, he didn't know that this was gonna happen. Like
well,
before,
it's been happening for a while.
well before buying the team, like the previous owner told him, we have the Pinto problem and the first round problem. Don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen. Just buy the team.
Just by the team, yeah.
Yeah, and now the guy made a statement saying like, I'm just like inheriting all these problems and I had no idea about them. You know, it's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
if
and
I spent that
That's on him though. Like you know
on
what?
top
No,
of that,
he
on top of
asked.
that, Shabbat gets in. Like Shabbat and Zub are injured. Like
Yeah, well,
their whole team is just injured. Like just bad luck.
we had them making the playoffs, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's still gonna happen. It's really early. They've only played. They're 4-4, and they've only played 8 games.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
they say
and I remember we were arguing a little bit about this last week. I was saying how the East is stronger than the West, and I'll stand by that because if you look at the standings, most of the bottom teams, like most of the teams that are 16 or 17 through 32 are from the West, underperforming from the West. Anyways,
this is
the episode for today.
Oh, that was very cringe. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I think that's good. Chowder. Chowder. Chowder.
Game time! Game time!